Lyes, how we spend our days, weeks, months, minutes, hours, yeah, dissecting Man United, yeah, to try and come to a sort of good conclusion, you know, a reasonable conclusion of blame and why this is this and that. When you see that, how do you depict that? How?
If I had to basically explain what I just got finished watching, I feel like I just robbed the bank and got away with it. Yeah. But then I opened up the bag and there's like 10 pounds in there. Like I've never felt after a win like this weird. Like there's adrenaline, like I just left the stadium, incredible. Yeah. But it feels weird, man. Honestly, these wins, when you get away with it like that, because genuinely, like I'm not even trying to be like, oh, sorry, Coventry or whatever, but we got away with murder today. It's not hitting anymore, man. These last minute get away with murder, they don't hit anymore.
When you get the last minute, whatever, you're supposed to come out bouncing. Everyone goes, we've seen it, or because we never die, you know. But it ain't that. We felt dead.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, it's like a half-breathing body. That's how I feel right now, man. Honestly.
I mean, look, people are going to talk about Ten Hag, and you know, rightly so, the season and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, bro. For the first time, this time anyway, this specific time, I went, bro, he's got these guys 3-0 up with 18 minutes to go, 50 minutes to go.
One thing I will say though, Flex, I can't lie. Bringing on Anthony and Eriksson, I think were the wrong decisions. I think the minute those two came on is almost when Coventry started getting a hold of the game. I think those two substitutions were the wrong ones. And I think I look at Ahmad, for example, in 5 minutes, showed more than Anthony did, showed more than Marcus Rashford did as well too. I'm sure we'll talk about him in a bit. But I hear you for the most part. A manager...
But from the manager point of view, what's this? If you're 3-0 up, look at all the injuries we've got. We're 3-0 up against 8th in the Championship, bro. If I can't bring on a season pro in Eriksson, a seasoned pro in Anthony, a senior player in Anthony, to see the game out for 15 minutes. I didn't bring on the youths. I didn't just give Harry Hammer some minutes, Adi Ellis some minutes. I'm bringing on pros, and they do that.
But this is the story of our season, right? I mean, you look at the last 4 games. You have Coventry today. You had Bournemouth the other week. Again, we just get pelted and pelted and pelted, and eventually this team is going to fall apart. You look at Chelsea. You look at Liverpool.
Brentford.
You can say this is the story of our season. So for me, right, like, okay, I hear a lot, oh, can we really blame Ten Hag for this? Can we really blame Ten Hag for that? Like against Chelsea, I was hearing, oh, he had them 3-2 up with 2 minutes left. Can we really when it's a habit, as many times as it is with United, the blame will always fall at the manager's feet. And that's not me taking responsibility away from the players, because I've said it time and time again, 80% of those guys are not cut out to wear this shirt. I was talking to people after, how many would we realistically keep? I can think of 6. And even then, I'm not even like, a lot of it is hope. A guy like Rasmus Højlund, it's me hoping that he can grow into something. But even him at this current moment isn't ready to lead the line for a team like United. So if I'm Ineos, right, I think this job at United is almost like simple. The manager's not good enough. 80% of these guys aren't good enough. And if you didn't believe it all season, performances like that, people are going to be happy that we got to the final. City will touch us differently if we play like that in the final. And the proof is there. We will play like that in the final, and we will get destroyed, and we'll deserve it. Honestly, at this point, like I don't even want to sound toxic, right? But this performance has actually pissed me off, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
It's actually pissed me off. Like coming out of the game, okay, we got away with one. Right now, I'm actually furious.
We robbed them, bro. We robbed them, and that's the thing. It's supposed to feel like the Man United spirit is to never give up, even if you've had hardships during the game. We're behind you. You know how bad it was, bro? And I feel bad for saying this, right? But it's our true emotion we're out here. When Dalot and Onana came out for the second half of extra time,
started gassing up the fans.
I said, don't take the piss.
It felt like gaslighting, bro.
100%. And it's only the guy next to me, he was like, Flex, they need us, man. But I felt like, no, you criminals. No. Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%, right? And look, as fans, that's all we can do. All we can do is give them our support. But like, it does feel like gaslighting when you capitulate that bad and then you're telling us to get up. We got up, we got you up 3-0, and then you go and give us that.
And then you ask for more.
And then you ask for more. Wait, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When that 4th goal went in, when it looked like it was 4-3 Coventry, I'll tell you this, right? Our whole team was on the ground. Coventry fans were going crazy. Me, I didn't pay attention to any of that. I looked at Erik ten Hag. On my life, Flex, I've never seen a person in a single moment look in that moment like a dead man walking, bro.
Ten Hag was you down?
No, I was literally right in front of the corner flag where Coventry scored. I was looking at him. He was just looking at his players like this. In that moment, I'm sure he knew that's it. It's finished.
He's been brought back from the dead, essentially. Marcus Rashford. Because look, it's a touchy subject, and it's not trying to just home in on one guy. But today, in my opinion, in my block anyway, well, not my block, but the whole thing, you could say, that was the first time the fans turned on him properly. I don't know whether that's just going to be for this game because of how he played, or whether he's done. Some people are walking out here saying, no, that's it, it's over. People were saying some awful things in terms of get out, he's finished. How did you see how he played and the reaction to what happened with Rashford today?
Well, first and foremost, I'm going to come out and say I'm not scapegoating anyone here.
Absolutely.
Because I always believe that United, just like when it was Ronaldo, just like when it was De Gea, just like when it was Ali, there's more problems at United than one thing or one individual. So I'm not saying Rashford is the problem. Let me just put that out there. But this is the story of his season. I can't lie. This might be the breaking point for fans, but this has been the story of his season. And I'm going to go back to that statement he made a few weeks ago where he was kind of going at fans saying, you can't question my commitment, for kind of saying, oh, if you're with me, great. If you're not with me, even better. These are the kinds of performances that make people question your commitment. And for a homegrown academy product, the first time I ever went to Old Trafford was Marcus Rashford's debut against Midtjylland, and then the week after against Arsenal. And the Marcus Rashford I saw in that moment was a bright kid. All he wanted to do was play for United. All he wanted to do was run at defenders, attack. He had hunger in his eyes. I look at the Marcus Rashford of 2024, and I don't think he has that hunger anymore. I'm not trying to go for his character or whatever, but as a fan, all I can do is just say what I'm genuinely seeing. I feel like he feels like playing for United is almost like a chore. And in my opinion, I think it's probably best for both parties, both Rashford and United, if the two kind of break up this marriage in the summer. I think for him, he does need a new environment. He does need a new challenge. He probably does need a new sense of motivation, which, should he need that new motivation, that's for you to decide. But I think for him and for the club, it's probably coming to that point where the two of them need to separate. I genuinely believe that. And that's not to say he's the only problem at United. There's a lot of guys that maybe need to go, maybe even before him. But I just think with Rashford, I think the story's coming to an end.
Oh, bro, we're in the final.
Jesus Christ, man.